everybody, this is the AudioPorpoise, and I believe I've finally gotten a way to get music to you all. Music from this, so now it's no longer just silent. So yay! It's been forever since I last played. So it is. I have no idea what we did last time. Alright, I have no idea what this is. What happened last. But anyway, I believe this is Mark. I'll go for it. One of them has every right to be here, although she should probably be sitting with us instead. As for the other... Sorry guys, but I'll be back in a moment. Watch my stuff. I spring to my feet and dash outside. Yay, we finally have got music! Oh goodness, what is her voice? Well, look who decided to show up. I believe that's her voice. Oh, they can actually... These two can see each other? So Mira might not be a ghost. Still not holding my breath on that one. Gasping for breath, I catch them before they reach the entrance. That's what I should be telling you. What are you doing here? Nothing in particular. I was bored, so I decided to pay you a visit. At school, of all places? I did say I would come back, didn't I? This just proves I'm not a liar. That's beside the point. Only if you wanted to be. What, do you even care about making sense anymore? Don't be mad, Oni-chan. Mira just bumped into me on the way to school and asked me for directions. Then we started talking and she ended up following me here. She was just trying to be friendly. And you didn't think that was even remotely creepy? Don't talk to strangers. More importantly, your sister seems to be quite an interesting person, Mark. Mira puts on a mischievous grin as if she knows something that she isn't supposed to know and wants me to know that she knows it. Anyway, what are we idling around here for? Let's go grab something to eat. Well, I already have lunch. That's okay. Junk food tastes better. And I have friends to eat with. Don't you want to eat with your precious childhood friend? Yep, I knew it, childhood friend. Possibly ghost. Who said you were my childhood friend? I did. Now let's go. Wait. Have fun. Are we in England? Because it looked British to me. I don't know about you, but this looks British. So, what exactly are those things? Just eat it. What's the worst that could happen? You could be trying to poison me. Why would I do something like that? I'm not sure why you do anything you do. Good point. Good point. Well, I guess you'll have to live in fear as long as I'm by your side. Sounds like a dream come true. Mira takes a bite out of the fish-shaped snack. These things creep me out. I'm not sure if I want to know what's inside them. I think I heard Rin talked about those once. Something about a character that really liked them. Oh, and what happened? I think she died. That's disappointing. Well, maybe she came back to life or something. I don't know. It's not like that's relevant or anything. Yeah, guess not. Yep. Beware. Beware, peoples. Anyway, what are you waiting for? Surely you don't want to starve out here after voluntarily choosing to skip lunch. I guess in her world, voluntarily choosing means being physically dragged from one point to another. You won't know what it's like until you try it. Take a bite. Fine, fine. Sweet. I know, isn't it great? It's not bad. See? She takes another bite, looking like a kid in a candy store. You're not difficult to please, are you? Are you implying something? No, I'm asking directly. That's not the point. Now do you see how I feel when I'm talking to you? She devours the last of her snack to hide the fact that she's at a loss for words. You look like you don't have a worry in the world. Must be nice. I don't have much to worry about in the first place, right? We can take as much time as we need. That smile. It makes me feel uncomfortable. Anyway, I'm just glad you weren't trying to poison me with this thing after all. I told you I wouldn't do something like that. The most I'd do is try to mess with your social life. Is that supposed to be comforting? You're easy to toy with. Ugh. So, Mira, if you don't want to tell me about yourself, then tell me about your past. The distant past, even. Why would you ask that all of a sudden? Well, you were talking about Rin, right? She must have asked something about you, and I don't think you could have worded your way around it. Oh, I wouldn't go so far as to say that. True. But still, you must have told her something, right? It's a little unfair that she knows more about you than I do. Mira props her chin on her fingers. Fair enough. So, where do you want me to start? Now that's a tricky one. I didn't even think she'd agree. Well, what about your life before you came to high school? What were you doing before we met? You don't pull your punches, do you? She grins awkwardly, but continues on. I'm not sure if I told you this, but I was living in another country a few years ago. It was from the end of junior high to the beginning of high school. Okay, now I'm curious. Feel free to stop talking when you want. Oh. Whoops, wrong characters. Feel free to stop talking when you want, but mind telling me how you ended up in another country? Well, it's a long story. I can wait. I know, but... She sighs audibly. Guess that's the end of that. It's alright, I understand. Sorry for prying. Oh no, there's no need to apologize. It's nice to see that you're being open with me. Shouldn't it be the other way around? You haven't told me much about yourself either. That's because you already seem to know all there is to know. Can't argue with that. I smirk unconsciously. It's like I'm talking to an old friend. 'Cause she's probably your childhood friend, Mark. Well, it's up to you, but I don't think it's helping us grow closer if you don't tell me anything about yourself. I don't mean to hit a nerve, but... You really want to know? When you put it that way, I'm not so sure. If it's important to you, then I can talk. But only if you promise that you're not just doing it out of curiosity. I stare at her and regret sinks in. Sorry. No, I should apologize. It isn't like me to get this serious. You know, even though I haven't known you for long, but I think we've talked enough for me to understand just a little bit about you. Hmm. I know enough to say that you're not suited to being depressed. Hey, I'm still a human. Humans are allowed to be depressed. Then how do you explain jumping off a roof and vanishing into the snow? Maybe I'm just a special human? A human that can teleport isn't a human. Wah, you shouldn't ruin a girl's dreams. Yep, she's definitely back to normal. You know, you're a lot more childish than I first thought. What, you would rather I act like an elegant lady that lives in a mansion, drinks expensive tea every morning, than goes to a prestigious all-girls high school? Like every anime ever? That was a very specific example. No, I'm not saying it as an insult. I just find it surprising. I think it's kind of nice you act like this. Makes me feel like I can relate to you. You don't think you can relate to the refined type? No, not really. I don't think many of us can either. Maybe you're right. Well, that's okay. I'm far from refined, as you can see. Mira brushes her head her Mira brushes her entire head aside, just wipes the face clean off. Mira brushes her hair aside, and her dark expression with it. This is who I really am, anyway. Just an eccentric kid who enjoys a quiet night of reading. If that's how you want to put it, then I'm just a weak-willed slacker who would skip school right before exams to talk to a girl he barely knows. It's an odd combination, but I think it works. And that's all that matters. Come on, let's go. The day is still young. She walks up ahead, and for once I willingly follow. It's an odd combination, but I think it works. The phrase remained in my mind as the hours passed. I still remember Lillian's downcast eyes that study the ripples in her mug of hot chocolate. But that memory is dueling with the strangely captivating performance that Mira is putting on. I can't explain it, but with Mira, it feels as if we've known each other for a really, really long time. Seriously, childhood friends. Forgotten first meeting because that's the thing in anime, generally. But getting attached is dangerous. Check my watch. 2 p.m. School has long since started for the evening, so there's no chance of making it back. Congrats, Mira. You've successfully made me skip class. Really? She pulls out an elegant pocket watch and checks the time. What time does lunch end again? 1 p.m. Well, if you want to head back, I guess it's alright. I know you're not exactly a top student, so I wouldn't want you failing on my account. Wow. Is she actually being considerate? Well, I should probably head back. But then you'd be all alone, wouldn't you? I suppose I would. I dragged you out of school for a reason after all, so I'd like it if you stayed. So you were just offering to be polite? I guess you could say that. Somehow I'm not surprised. It's fine. I think this was a worthy sacrifice anyway. I mean, sacrifices are important sometimes. That's true. It's like the concept of risk-taking, isn't it? Think about it. No one likes feeling vulnerable, but in sacrificing the comfort of the status quo, you might get something more valuable than what you had before. I suppose you're right. It is, isn't it? But to be honest, it's kind of the only thing that works in economics textbooks. It's like when you buy a patty, but you're too afraid to take the first bite in case it's too hot. Yeah, I guess that's what it comes down to, isn't it? Humans are naturally afraid of burning their tongues. Yep, I know more about it than anyone else. Why do I get the feeling you mean that literally? Oh, you mean we weren't talking about food? The city sure has a nice place in the winter, isn't it? Mira stretches out her arms and embraces the chilly wind. The sun is already sinking in her hair, and her light hair is almost glowing. Her purple hair. That actually... No, Lillian's got blue hair, never mind. You're almost talking like you're new to the place. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I knew you'd say that. My hands are in my pocket, grudgingly hiding from the cold, but I unconsciously scratch the side of my face. It's always like this in the winter, though. Even if the snow piles up in the parking lots by February, winter is known to be our most beautiful season. Of Western country. I think this actually might be America, because look at the cars. And I'm probably like way overthinking this, but it's the kind of dumb things I overthink. I can see why. It's refreshing. She takes in a deep breath and I feel compelled to do the same. Her cheeks turned red for the cold. That was when it hit me. You're not used to the winter, are you? No, I guess I'm not. It doesn't even occur to me that I'm asking her about her past. Well, to be honest, I spent the last few years of my life in a place with very mild winters. But I used to live here before, so it's not a major change. I guess you could say that it's nostalgic for me. If you don't mind me asking, why exactly did you leave the country? You don't have to answer, but it sounds like you really didn't want to go. I never had much of a life here. I was different as a child, too. I wasn't like you and your sister and your friends at school. I never had to worry about the problems that normal kids face, like homework and friendship and romance. There was nothing tying me to this place, so I left. But I guess that doesn't mean I was happy to go. Are you happy now? Sorry, I said too much, didn't I? I didn't mean to make you worry, but I never get to talk about myself, so... But to answer your question, yes, I'm happy now. I'm pretty sure. Then that's all that matters. Slowly, aimlessly, we move forward, footprints following us in the snow. There's something inescapably nostalgic about early winter sunsets. All those days when the sun sets before 6 and it feels like late evening when you're coming home from school. It's a little bit wistful. How far do you live, by the way? Oh, you know, not too far. Here and there. I should have expected an answer like that from you. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? Don't tell me we're back to square one after everything we've talked about. I can't be too open, can I? That would ruin the surprise. I'm glad I can hear the music now. I hope you guys can. I hope this actually works. I wonder what goes through this girl's mind. Anyway, there's one thing you forgot to calculate this time. Her expression freezes. At last, a weak point! Huh? This time. Huh? Are you gonna finish the sentence or not? Sorry, I just wanted to see how long the suspense could last. I think you pushed it a bit too far. Oh, sorry. Anyway, as I was trying to say, I was only asking where you live to make sure you could stay out this late. Oh, oh, uh, wait, you're worried about me? Worried is the wrong word. I'm just concerned. That's the same thing. Regardless, you might live outside the city for all I know. I wouldn't want you getting home too late. It's getting dark, but it's still early. I'll be fine. Yeah, but... Well, I guess you live close enough to get home by yourself, right? I do. Don't worry. Although... She just mumbled something. I hate it when people do that. Which is funny because I mumble all the time. I said... You said... I said I wouldn't mind if you walked me home anyway. Oh, well... But it's still pretty early, isn't it? There's no need to think about going home yet. Don't get all serious now. You started it. Either she's doing this on purpose or she's just as nervous as me. My money's on the former. Come on, let's go. You walk too slowly. Alright, I'm coming. How long have you been wandering the streets like this? Maybe a couple of hours? As you said that out loud, did it sound at least slightly ridiculous to you? Not really. Should it have? Yes, of course it should have. Doesn't our aimlessness bug you even a little? As long as you're having fun, right? I suppose. Still, we should probably think of somewhere to go. My feet are killing me. You need to improve your stamina. Huh? You mean you're not tired yet? No, not really. But you hardly seem physically fit. Really? Do I come across as a playful, innocent girl with a psychological scar somewhere in her past? Or something like that? Well... When did everyone around me become psychic? I can imagine you running laps, but anything's possible. I get that reaction a lot. We had a sports day at school once, and everyone thought I wouldn't be able to do a thing for the class. And I'm guessing I know what happened next. I won first place in the 200 meter. Ah, so you're intelligent, sophisticated, and athletic. Don't forget reliable and organized. Great. Don't worry though, I can do housework to save my life, and I always spill the crumbs when I'm eating cookies, so I'm not perfect either. How comforting. I swear, this girl. One of these days, you gotta cure that daydreaming habit. Easier said than done. It can't be that bad. Just try focusing more? I can't. My brain is always working. It's like a laptop without a power button. Except it never runs out of batteries. And I can't calculate 2-digit products without pencil and a paper. Oh! Most people can't. You're too easy. Huh. Well, at least I'm always thinking about something. Maybe I'm actually a genius and no one realizes it. A genius who's nearly failing second-year math? It could happen. Geniuses don't have to be... I was about to say smart, but that wouldn't be very genius-like of me. Don't have to be academically successful to be intelligent. I could just be, I don't know, deep. Don't worry about when you're trying to get into college then, Mark. I hate to admit it, but you might be right. Still, you have to learn how to control your mind. A powerful brain is being wasted on a person like you. Just remember, this is the brain that decided to sacrifice a valuable half day of school, most likely missing a test or two, to waste the evening with a girl it hardly knows. I never said an unsophisticated brain couldn't be a nice one. Compliment number 2? She still isn't very good about this. Okay, now my feet are really hurting. Isn't that what we were originally talking about? It is, isn't it? The conversation was about to go on another tangent before I realized what she was doing. Come on, even you must be tired by now. Just a little. Score. See? So we should sit down somewhere. Somewhere warm. Well, if you're that tired, I know a place we could go. I know Myra. I notice Mira limping slightly as she walks ahead. Either your leg are broken, or you're as tired as I am. Alright, fine, you win. That's what I thought. But I'm not cold yet, so we're staying outside. Is this even an official path? It's official enough. I didn't know officialness worked on a spectrum. From a well-shoveled and salted city sidewalk with stores and lounges on food at every corner, I somehow find myself climbing up a snow-covered hill in the middle of nowhere. I can't even begin to fathom why I trusted Mira's idea of a nice place to relax. You know, this is probably dangerous. I used to go here all the time in the past. It'll be fine. It's probably illegal as well. No worries, the police has better things to do than patrol an old hill in the corner of the city. I have better things to do than climbing an old I have better things to do than climbing an old hill in the corner of the city, but I'm still doing it. Well, as long as we don't die, I guess I'm fine with it. We probably won't die. Either way, you're climbing below me, so I'll land on you if we fall. In other words, you probably won't die. Precisely. Don't worry, though. I might. I don't think I could kill you that easily. Yandere. That isn't the problem here. Oh, look, that's the top. Sorry about that. I had to deal with an angry toddler. Oh, look, that's the top. And what exactly is so special about this place to begin with? You'll find out soon enough. Come on. Mira beckons me to climb faster, and despite my frozen toes and soaking wet socks, I follow. Ah. What can I say? This place is beautiful. And it takes a lot for someone like me to say that. See, I told you it would be worth it. I take a deep breath. The hill is overlooking the city. It's pretty stunning. Say, is there any reason for that huge tree to be planted there? Actually, yes, there is. You can't tell right now, but it's actually a cherry blossom tree. It was donated by a local CEO of a multinational company, and it's been growing here ever since. Probably your dad or something. Pretty impressive. From what I heard, he planted it here to mark what he deemed to be the most beautiful place in the city. You seem to know an awful lot about this person. Well, I read a lot of books. He's somewhat of a legend in the city too, so it's only natural that I know about him. Actually, I think I've heard this story before. What was his name? Kennedy? Or was it Kendrick? Leonard Kinsey. Close enough. The company he formed has close ties to East Asia as well. Ah, that explains why he chose the cherry tree. Yes, it does. Both a business gesture and a sentimental one. He sounds like a great man. He is. But that last word. But? But what? You started it. It's a blessing and a curse. Just think about it. His story's a glamorous one, right? The way he fought against the odds, overcoming his rivals, a tale of human courage and willpower. But what about the people he left behind? Yep, probably her dad. There's a lot of emptiness. Not for him, really, but for the people who weren't there to witness his struggle against the world. Don't worry about it. You're fine now, right? It hurts. If you're fine now, there's nothing else to worry about it. It's as simple as that. The wind sings its hollow song in silence. But if you want to cry, then it's okay. It's alright. I'm fine, really. But thanks for the offer. Her words vanish into the twilight. She sits there mere inches from me, shielded by a glass wall. It's the closest we've ever been, and I've never been so far. But I'll never forget this cold wind and her warm shoulder an inch from mine. It's one of those rare, precious moments when you realize that each passing second is being written as a memory. Well, I think that's all for today, folks. Was not expecting that to loop. But anyway, I think that's all for right now, folks. I will be coming to you later with another episode of this, and I will see you guys next time.